Liam thought his marriage to Olivia was as strong as a rock. But one night, she put a notebook on the table with the new rules of their lives. Separate finances, separate lives, no commitments. It was not a plan to save the marriage, but her ticket to leave. Liam didn't yell or beg. He took her rules and played them in a way she never expected. Can the truth defeat deception when the stakes are so high? Liam Carter, 34, stepped out of his Miami office into the humid evening, the city's pulse humming with traffic and neon. He'd spent the day closing a deal for a client, his mind sharp from crunching numbers. His marriage to Olivia, 32, a marketing strategist, felt like a similar balance sheet. Steady, predictable, profitable. They ran their life like a well-oiled machine. Morning jogs along South Beach, dinners at trendy spots like Komodo, vacations to Cancun booked months in advance. Liam prided himself on the small gestures, brewing Olivia's coffee with oat milk, reserving her favorite table at their go-to sushi place, texting her a quick, "You got this," before her big pitches. Tonight, he carried a bottle of Pinot Grigio and a bag of takeout from their favorite Thai spot, expecting a quiet Friday with her on their balcony overlooking the ocean. He unlocked their condo door at 7:14 p.m., the scent of lemongrass curry spilling from the bag. Olivia wasn't on the couch, scrolling her phone or stretching after a run. Instead, she stood in the kitchen, clutching a blue spiral notebook to her chest. No griting, no smile. Her posture was rigid, like she was about to deliver a presentation. She placed the notebook on the dining table with deliberate care, the kind reserved for contracts or ultimatums. "We need to rewrite the rules of our marriage," she said, her voice clipped, professional, no trace of warmth. Liam set the takeout down, the wine bottle clinking against the counter. He waited for her to elaborate, but she pointed to the notebook. "It's all there." Liam opened it. Her handwriting, precise and forward-leaning, filled the first page. At the top, framework for a healthier marriage. Below, a list, separate finances. Personal space as priority. No intimacy obligations. Optional shared routines. Each item landed like a punch, calculated and direct. Separate finances meant dismantling their joint account, the one funding their mortgage, vacations, and emergency car repairs. Personal space included scheduled independent weekends and privacy as default. No intimacy obligations stripped away the unspoken bond they'd built over 8 years. Optional routines turned their sushi nights and Sunday brunches into suggestions, not commitments. A single sentence in the margin, underlined twice, read, "Light, not heavy." Liam's stomach tightened. This wasn't a proposal for growth. It was a blueprint for distance. He looked up. Olivia stood across the table, arms crossed, weight on one heel, her eyes scanning him like a manager gauging a reaction. "This is how we move forward," she said. No tremor, no doubt. Liam kept his face neutral, a skill honed from years of client meetings where the first to flinch loses. "I'll read it," he said, his voice steady, betraying none of the heat rising in his chest. She nodded, poured herself a glass of water, and sat on the couch, scrolling her phone. The takeout sat untouched, cooling on the counter. Liam slid her chopsticks across anyway, a reflex. She muttered thanks without looking up. The silence that followed wasn't tense. It was empty, like a room cleared out before a move. Later, in his office, Liam reread the notebook alone. The words were clinical, each line a step toward detachment. No mention of trust, no nod to commitment. The word love appeared once, at the bottom. Love should feel light, not an obligation. He traced the ink, searching his memory for the last time their connection felt unscripted. Signs had been there. Her late-night gym sessions that left no sweat, her phone face down with notifications silenced, her touch cautious, like he might burn her. He'd chalked it up to stress, her new promotion, the grind of Miami's hustle. Excuses, he realized, were how you keep a routine running when the engine's already failing. He closed the notebook and placed it beside his monitor. Years of analyzing contracts had taught him to spot what's missing. This document wasn't about fixing their marriage. It was risk management, a way to keep everything light enough to slip away without blame. Olivia's new rules weren't negotiation points. They were an exit strategy dressed up as progress. Liam leaned back, the chair creaking under his weight. He didn't need to argue or plead. He needed to understand her endgame. And then, he'd play it better. The next morning, Olivia was already up, sipping coffee from her chipped mug, the one she insisted on keeping despite a dozen newer ones. She glanced at the notebook, still on his desk, and raised an eyebrow. "Thoughts?" she asked, her tone daring him to push back. Liam poured his own coffee, black, no sugar. "I'm still reviewing," he said, calm, deliberate. She nodded, satisfied, and left for a meeting, her heels clicking on the hardwood. Liam opened his laptop, pulled up their joint account, and checked the activity. A transfer, $2,000, labeled personal offset, had moved to a new account in her name. No discussion, just a line item. He screenshot it, saved it to a folder labeled Notes, and opened a new tab to search for attorneys. He wasn't angry, not yet, but he was done being a passenger in his own life. Liam woke to the buzz of his phone at 6:03 a.m. The Miami sunrise cutting sharp lines through the condo's blinds. Olivia was already gone, her running shoes missing from the hallway. He checked their shared calendar, empty. She deleted their weekend plans, a dinner with friends they'd confirmed weeks ago. A text from her pinged, "Going with him solo. Need space." Liam set the phone down, his jaw tight. Her notebook's rules were no longer just words. They were a campaign, and she was moving fast. He brewed coffee, skipping her mug, and opened his laptop. The joint account showed another transfer, $1,500, to her new account, labeled Self-Care. No heads up, no discussion. Liam screenshot it, added it to his notes folder, now growing with evidence. Her texts, the notebook's scanned pages, a time-stamped photo of her empty side of the closet. She'd move her dresses to the guest room overnight, tags dangling on new purchases. He didn't confront her. Confrontation was noise. He wanted signal. By 8 a.m., Liam was on a call with Elena Ruiz, the divorce attorney recommended by a colleague. Her voice was direct, no nonsense, cutting through the morning's humidity. "What's your goal?" she asked. "Clarity," Liam replied. "I want out without chaos." Elena outlined steps: file for legal separation, secure temporary orders, protect assets, communicate through counsel. Liam booked her for a 2 p.m. meeting and spent the morning gathering documents, marriage certificate, bank statements, the condo's deed. He backed them up on an encrypted drive and a USB key stored in his office safe. Preparation wasn't anger. It was control. Olivia returned at noon, her gym bag slung over her shoulder, phone in hand. She paused at the kitchen counter, eyeing the single coffee mug in the sink. "You didn't make mine," she said, not a question. Liam looked up from his laptop. "You're setting your own rules now." Her eyes narrowed, but she didn't push. Instead, she dropped her bag and opened the fridge, pulling out a yogurt. "I'm going out tonight," she said, spoon in hand. "Don't wait up." Liam nodded, his fingers still on the keyboard. "Noted." She lingered, expecting a reaction, but he gave her none. She grabbed her keys and left. At Elena's office, a brick building off Brickell Avenue, Liam handed over his folder. Elena skimmed the notebook's pages, her pen tapping the table. "She's building an exit with deniability," she said. "These rules let her leave while blaming you for not adapting." Liam nodded. "Exactly. I'm not playing defense." They drafted a petition for legal separation, outlining temporary orders, exclusive use of the office for Liam, guest room for Olivia, no asset dissipation, no overnight guests. The term sheet proposed selling the condo within 90 days, splitting retirement accounts per state law, and freezing the joint account. Elena promised to file by morning. "Serve her quietly," Liam said. "No drama." Elena agreed. Phone service, her choice of time. Back home, Liam noticed Olivia's phone face down on the counter, notifications off. A new habit. He didn't touch it. Instead, he logged into their streaming accounts. Her profiles were gone. Subscriptions shifted to her name. Clean cuts, deliberate. He changed his own passwords, removed her as an authorized user on his credit cards, and rerouted his direct deposit to a new account. Each click felt like reclaiming ground. At 9 p.m., Olivia texted, staying late with colleagues. "Don't worry." He didn't reply. Worry was her assumption, not his reality. Saturday morning, Olivia was back, scrolling Instagram at the dining table. A photo posted last night showed her laughing on a rooftop bar, captioned "Reclaiming my time." Comment from her friends, "Yes, queen," and "Live your truth." Stacked up, Liam poured coffee and opened his email. Elena had sent a draft of the petition. He read it, signed digitally, and sent it back. Olivia glanced over. Work stuff? She asked, fishing. Personal, Liam said, closing the laptop. She frowned but didn't press. Her phone buzzed. A group chat with her friends, their voices audible through a voice message. He's got to get with the program, one said. Olivia muted it, her eyes darting to Liam. He pretended not to hear. That afternoon, Olivia announced a solo weekend starting immediately. I booked a spa day in Key Biscayne, she said, zipping a suitcase. It's in the rules, independent time. Liam leaned against the counter. I saw the rules. I'm hiking tomorrow. Boulder Trail. You're welcome to join. She laughed, sharp and dismissive. That's not my job anymore. She wheeled the suitcase out, the door clicking shut. Liam opened his phone, added her text and the suitcase's timestamp to his folder, and booked a meeting with a realtor for Monday. The condo was an asset, not a home. Sunday evening, Olivia returned, her energy bright but brittle, like someone who'd spent too long performing. She dropped her suitcase by the guest room and hovered near the kitchen. You ate? She asked, her voice softer, testing. Yeah, Liam said, not looking up from his book. She waited, then retreated to her room. The lock clicked. Liam opened his laptop, checked the joint account. Another $800 transfer, labeled weekend. He forwarded it to Elena with a note, documented. The notebook sat on his desk, its coffee ring darker, its pages irrelevant. Olivia thought she was rewriting their marriage. Liam was rewriting the ending. Monday morning hit Miami with a restless heat, the kind that made Liam's commute to his downtown office feel like wading through steam. He'd barely slept, his mind replaying Olivia's latest move, a group text to their mutual friends, sent at 1 a.m., suggesting a reset for their marriage. No mention of her notebook or the transfers draining their joint account. Liam forwarded the message to Elena, his attorney, with a single line. She's curating a narrative. He wasn't surprised. Olivia, the marketing strategist, knew how to spin a story. But stories collapse without facts. At 10:17 a.m., Elena's office called. The petition for legal separation was filed, and service was scheduled for noon, by phone, as Olivia had agreed. Liam worked through his reports, his focus split between numbers and a ticking clock. At 11:50, he texted Olivia, expect a call soon. Legal. She didn't reply. When the call came, Liam heard her voice through the condo's thin walls, clipped and formal, confirming her identity to the process server. The line went dead. Silence followed, but not peace, tension like a held breath. Olivia didn't emerge from the guest room. Liam didn't knock. He emailed Elena a confirmation and returned to his spreadsheet. By evening, Olivia broke the quiet. She stormed into the living room, clutching her phone, eyes blazing. You serve me? At home? Her voice cracked, not from sadness but from indignation. Liam set his laptop aside. You chose the time and method. I honored that. She paced, her fingers scrolling through the digital documents. This is extreme. Freezing the account? Dividing the condo? You're punishing me. Liam stood, his voice level. You wrote the rules, separate finances, separate lives. I'm making it official. She slammed her phone on the counter. You're twisting my words to trap me. Liam slid a printed copy of her notebook's first page across the table, her handwriting clear. Separate finances. No obligations. Not twisting, he said. Complying. Olivia's anger faltered, but only for a second. She pivoted, softer now, her voice dipping into persuasion. We can pause this. Talk like we used to. No lawyers. She stepped closer, her hand brushing the table, a calculated gesture. Liam didn't flinch. Talk through counsel. That's the new rule. Her face hardened, and she retreated to the guest room, the door slamming. Liam added the exchange to his notes folder, time-stamped, and booked a locksmith for the office door. Boundaries weren't just words. They were locks, accounts, and signatures. Tuesday brought escalation. Olivia invited colleagues to their condo for drinks, unannounced. Liam arrived home to laughter and clinking glasses. The group sprawled across the living room. Olivia held court, her voice loud, performative. Some people cling to old-school ideas of control, she said, her eyes flicking to Liam as he entered. A colleague laughed, oblivious. Liam poured a glass of water, counted to 5, and addressed the room. Enjoy the evening. I about work. He locked the office door behind him, drowning out their chatter. Later, Olivia texted, You embarrass me. Brooding isn't cute. Liam forwarded it to Elena without responding. Let her narrate. He'd stick to evidence. Wednesday morning, the realtor arrived for a condo walkthrough, part of the 90-day sale plan. Olivia was absent, her car gone. She texted an hour later, stuck at work. Reschedule. Liam didn't. He guided the realtor through the rooms, noting square footage and upgrades. The agent, a sharp woman named Carla, jotted figures. Quick sale's doable, she said. Market's hot. Liam nodded, his phone buzzing with another text from Olivia. You're rushing this. Stop. He replied, schedule's set. Counsel copied. Carla left with a contract draft. Olivia pulled into the driveway as the agent drove off, her voice rising. You're railroading me, she shouted, loud enough for a neighbor to glance over. Liam kept his tone even. This is your plan? Executed. Check the notebook. She froze, then stormed inside. That night, Liam noticed new charges on her personal card, linked to their shared credit monitoring. Boutique purchases, a spa package, a flight to New York for next weekend. Her freedom was expensive, and her personal account was thinning. He screenshot the alerts, sent them to Elena, and froze another in used joint card. Olivia's strategy relied on momentum. Liam's relied on limits. He emailed Carla to confirm the listing timeline and slept in the office, the new lock clicking into place. Thursday, Olivia tried a new angle. Guilt. She sent a photo from their Cancun trip 2 years ago, both smiling, waves crashing behind them. Remember us? The caption read. Liam didn't bite. He forwarded it to Elena, attempted manipulation. At breakfast, Olivia hovered in the kitchen, stirring her coffee. We don't have to be enemies, she said, her voice low, almost pleading. Liam looked up from his tablet. We're not. We're just done pretending. She flinched, then left for work early. Her suitcase was by the guest room door again, half-packed. Friday. The joint account showed no new transfers. Her funds were locked in trust, as ordered. Olivia's social media shifted. Fewer rooftop bar posts, more cryptic quotes about growth through pain. Her friends' comments dwindled. Liam met Elena to review the temporary orders conference, set for next week. She's testing boundaries, Elena said. Stay steady. Liam nodded. He'd already changed his direct deposit, secured his assets, and documented every move. Olivia wanted a game. He was playing chess, and her pieces were running out. The Miami sun burned high as Liam drove to his office on Saturday. The city's weekend buzz drowned out by his focus. Olivia's latest move had landed at midnight. A group email to their shared friends, claiming Liam was overreacting to her need for personal growth. She attached a screenshot of their old vacation itinerary, framing it as proof of happier times. Liam forwarded the email to Elena with a note. Public spin. Documented. He wasn't here to counter her story with one of his own. Facts were his leverage, and he was stacking them. At 10 a.m., Elena called. Her attorney wants to modify the temporary orders, allow overnight guests in her room. Liam's grip tightened on the phone. She's escalating, he said. Elena's response was brisk. We'll shut it down. Marital home, not a hotel. She drafted a reply, citing the need for stability during separation. Liam spent the morning reviewing the condo's appraisal with Carla, the realtor. The market favored a quick sale, and he instructed her to list it by next week. Olivia's absence from the process spoke louder than her emails. Back at the condo, Olivia was unpacking her suitcase, her movements sharp, deliberate. She'd canceled her New York trip, the charge reversed on her personal card. Liam noticed her laptop open to a budgeting app, her screen cluttered with overdue alerts. The joint account's freeze had hit her hard. Boutique orders stalled, subscriptions paused. She glanced at him as he entered. This is cruel, she said, pointing to her screen. You're strangling my life. Liam set his keys down. You wanted separate finances. They're separate. Her eyes flashed, but no words followed. She slammed the laptop shut and retreated to the guest room. Sunday, Olivia's parents arrived unannounced, their rental car parked crooked in the driveway. Her mother, Clara, led the charge, her voice sharp as she sat at the dining table. This legal nonsense is tearing her apart, she said, clutching a folder of old photos. Liam and Olivia at their wedding, a beach barbecue. Her father, Miguel, sat quietly, his hands folded. Liam slid a copy of Olivia's notebook page across the table, the one demanding separate lives. This is her plan, not mine, he said. Clara's voice rose. Marriage means compromise, not ultimatums. Miguel read the page, his jaw tight, then looked at Olivia, who'd joined them, silent. "Is this true?" he asked. Olivia nodded, barely. Clara's indignation crumbled. They left without another word, promising to talk sense into her. Monday, Liam met Elena to finalize the temporary orders conference prep. The condo listing went live, photos posted online by noon. Olivia texted during his lunch break, "You're selling our home without me?" Liam replied through Elena. Per the term sheet, sale proceeds split equally. Council will discuss. Olivia's response was a call, blocked by Liam's new settings. She tried the group chat with friends, but only one replied, cautiously neutral. Her allies were thinning, their support fading as her narrative unraveled. Tuesday evening, Olivia staged a scene. She invited 2 colleagues over, their laughter loud as Liam worked in his locked office. He overheard her voice, sharp with defiance. "He thinks he can control me with paperwork." Liam didn't react. He emailed Carla, confirming an open house for Saturday, and updated his notes folder with the colleagues' names and the timestamp. When they left, Olivia knocked on his door. "You're making me look bad," she said, her tone a mix of accusation and desperation. Liam opened the door a crack. "You're doing that yourself. Council handles complaints." She stepped back, her hands shaking, and returned to her room. Wednesday brought a shift. Olivia's social media went quiet. No new posts, no cryptic captions. Her personal account showed a decline charge for a dinner reservation. She ate at the counter that night, alone, picking at a salad from a nearby deli. Liam cooked his own meal, the kitchen silent except for the sizzle of his pan. She spoke without looking up. "We could slow this down. Redo the rules together." Liam set his plate down. "You wrote a separation. I'm signing it." Her fork stopped midair, but she didn't argue. The guest room lock clicked minutes later. Thursday, Elena reported that Olivia's attorney had withdrawn the overnight guest request, citing client reconsideration. The temporary orders conference was set for tomorrow. Liam spent the evening organizing his documents, bank statements, the condo's title, Olivia's notebook scans. He emailed a mutual friend who'd reached out, keeping it brief. "I'm handling this privately. Thanks for checking in." Olivia's absence from the group chat was noticeable. Her friend's text had stopped. Friday morning, Liam woke to a notification. Olivia had transferred $500 back to the joint account from her personal one, labeled reimbursement. A gesture or a tactic? He forwarded it to Elena, who replied, "Noted. Stay focused." At the conference, held via video call, the commissioner's voice was flat, procedural. Elena presented the petition, emphasizing Olivia's own terms, separate finances, separate spaces. Olivia's attorney stumbled, offering vague objections about emotional strain. The commissioner cut in, "Stick to the facts." Temporary orders were granted. Condo sale proceeds to a trust, no guests, Liam's office and Olivia's guest room exclusive. Olivia's screen showed her staring down, silent. That night, she knocked on Liam's office door, her voice low. "I didn't think you'd go this far." Liam didn't open the door. "You set the terms. I followed through." The silence stretched, heavy with her unspoken regret. She walked away, her footsteps fading. Liam opened his laptop, checked the condo listing. 3 inquiries already. He exhaled, the weight in his chest lighter. Olivia's game was crumbling, and he was one move from checkmate. The Miami skyline glittered as Liam signed the final condo sale papers at 9 a.m. The realtor's office humming with early deals. The buyer, a tech entrepreneur, closed at $1. $2 million, funds wired to a trust for division. Liam's share would cover a new apartment near South Beach, a fresh start. He texted Elena, his attorney, "Sale complete. Next steps?" Her reply was prompt. "Mediation scheduled tomorrow. Push for clean terms." Liam pocketed his phone and drove to the condo one last time, the key heavy in his hand. Olivia was there, boxing up books in the guest room. Her movements were slow, deliberate, her phone silent. No notifications, no group chats. The open house had drawn crowds, and she'd stayed away, her absence noted by Carla, the realtor. Liam set his keys on the counter. "Mediation's tomorrow," he said. "Be ready." Olivia paused, a book in hand. "I don't want to fight," she said, her voice quiet, almost fragile. Liam nodded. "Then don't. Agree to the terms." She looked away, resuming her packing without a word. That evening, Liam moved his essentials, laptop, documents, a few clothes, to a temporary rental. The condo felt like a stage after the curtain fell, empty of meaning. He checked his notes folder, screenshots, emails, Olivia's notebook scans, all time-stamped, a timeline of her choices. A text from a mutual friend, Alex, arrived, heard about the sale. You okay? Liam replied, better than okay. Free. He locked the rental's door and slept soundly, the ocean's hum through the window, a steady pulse. Mediation began at 10 a.m. in a sterile conference room, a long table separating Liam and Olivia. Elena sat beside him, her legal pad marked with bullet points. Olivia's attorney, a nervous man named Greg, opened with a plea for reconciliation potential. Elena cut in, sliding Olivia's notebook page across the table. My client's complying with her stated terms. Separate finances, separate lives. Olivia stared at the page, her hands clasped tight. The mediator, a woman with sharp eyes, redirected. Focus on settlement. Assets, debts, timelines. Liam's proposal was clear. Equal split of the condo proceeds. Retirement accounts divided per Florida law. No spousal support. Greg pushed back, citing Olivia's financial strain. Elena countered with bank records, showing Olivia's boutique purchases and spa trips before the account freeze. The mediator nodded. Equal split stands. No support without evidence of need. Olivia spoke, her voice low. I didn't mean for this. Liam met her gaze. You wrote it. I signed it. Greg suggested a pause, but Olivia shook her head. Let's finish. The agreement was drafted. Condo funds split 50/50ths. Personal debts assigned individually, mediation costs shared. Liam initialed each page, his pen steady. Olivia hesitated, then signed, her hand shaking. The mediator stamped the documents. Binding as of today. Liam left the room first, Elena trailing. You got what you wanted, she said. Clean exit. He nodded, his chest light, unburdened. Olivia lingered behind, her attorney whispering. Liam didn't look back. He drove to his new apartment, a one-bedroom with a balcony facing the Atlantic. The lease was signed, utilities in his name, a fresh account untouched by joint history. He unpacked his laptop and emailed Alex. It's done. Moving forward. Olivia texted that night, breaking protocol. Can we talk? Just us. Liam forwarded it to Elena, who replied, counsel only. Stay the course. He blocked her number, not out of spite, but necessity. The next day, he learned from Carla that Olivia had moved to a friend's apartment, her belongings cleared out. Her social media was dormant, her last post a blank square captioned, starting over. Comments were sparse, her chorus of supporters gone quiet. A week later, Liam met Alex for coffee at a beachside cafe. She's telling people you've forced her out, Alex said, stirring his espresso. Liam shrugged. She forced herself out. I just held the door. He showed Alex the notebook's scanned page, the underlined light, not heavy. Alex shook his head. She thought she could rewrite you too. Liam sipped his coffee, the bitterness sharp but fleeting. She learned she couldn't. By month's end, the condo funds cleared, Liam's half deposited into his new account. He bought a small sailboat, something he'd always wanted, and named it Clarity. On his first trip out, the wind steady and the horizon wide, he felt no anger, no grief, just space where pressure once lived. Olivia's attorney sent a final disclosure, confirming her share and no further claims. Liam archived it in his notes folder, a period on a finished sentence. At work, colleagues stopped whispering about the split. A client, unaware of the drama, praised Liam's focus. You're a rock, man. Liam smiled, not correcting him. Rocks don't bend. They endure. He walked home along the beach, the tide pulling back, leaving smooth sand. Olivia's rules had promised freedom, but delivered isolation. Liam's response, calm, calculated, legal, had given him the real thing. He didn't regret a single move. Respect wasn't negotiable, and he'd claimed his own.